Hello and welcome to Porch Time with Bill Benson. I'm Bill Benson, and today I have a good friend of mine, Robert C. Fullerton, joining me on the porch. Robert?
Nice to be here.
So everybody by this time knows that I seem to have been lucky enough to find some friends out there and friends that are musicians that are very talented songwriters and guitar players, keyboardist, everything. So, but I'm happy to have you here tonight.
Oh, I'm glad you asked me.
And you know, this show, as much as it is Porch Time with Bill Benson, is about who's on my porch.
Yeah.
So why don't you just get into playing a song that makes you feel good?
All right, this is my usual starter, so may as well go there. It's called Back Again. It's unending. I think that changes must be pending, even though they are upending the bedrock of my life. It's unending. These mixed up signals you keep sending, frequencies are ending and driving in the night. I get to the end to find that there's still more. It's just a loop that runs right through my door and brings me back again. Said it brings me back again. I tried turning pages, but the stream of nonsense, it still rages. Seems I'm locked in my own cages, even though I hold the key. Keep seeing places I know I've been before. It's just a loop. It runs right through my door and brings me back again. Said it brings me back again. No matter how things change, they still remain the same. I feel like a pawn caught up in a madman's game that brings me back again. Said it brings me back again. Brings me back again. Oh, brings me back again.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks.
I really enjoy your finger picking style, you know, and that was that's one of the things that when I go and listen to people and I think, wow, I'd love to be able to do that. But I think everybody that is writing and is performing really does have their own style, because that's a style that I don't hear in everybody.
Yeah.
Or a lot of people, there's no. So how did you kind of develop that?
Some of it, kind of three things behind it. One, I heard this guy named Tuck Andrus. Mm-hmm. If you've ever heard Tuck and Patty,
how
they perform. Yeah, Tuck Andrus, mm-hmm. And he's phenomenal. I actually got to see him play once live. Mm-hmm. But he does this stuff where he's doing percussion, he's doing false harmonics, and I haven't achieved that. But it's like it was a sound that I said, "Ooh, I like that. I need to kind of investigate that." Mm-hmm. One was wanting something more than just strumming to fill out the sound. Another, honestly, is I injured these two fingers about 12 years ago, and it was easier for me to adapt to finger picking than holding a flat pick again. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured out that part of my my style actually did develop because I injured a finger. Two fingers on both hands, and so they hurt. So I couldn't, I could hold the pick, but I couldn't do everything that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I would, as far as the chord hand went, I couldn't use one finger, so I didn't use. I just augmented it.
Right. Well, and, it's the old saying, necessity is the mother of invention.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and then there are people like one of the most inspiring stories to me was Django Reinhardt. The gypsy jazz player who had these two fingers kind of burned together and they never changed it. And if you can pull up tubes, he does this, but he's also playing lightning fast with just the two remaining fingers.
So if it's so, but I think a lot of it that you develop is the passion and excitement and enthusiasm for the playing. There's only one Eric Clapton. There's only one, pick any guitar player. So when it's inside of you and it can come out through that, that's part of your instrument as well as your vocals and so on. So, play another.
Okay. Let's see. I think I've got it. Get the E back up to where it belongs. This is the one about, I'll just let the story tell itself. When I first saw you, you were sitting there. Right beside you, the only open chair. So I sat down, wishing you were mine. Then you happened to turn and look my way. Then I found the right words to say. Then I kissed you, and I knew I had to make you mine. I'll be relentlessly persistent. I'll do anything I need to do. Like an arrow to its mark, I'm aiming for your heart. Woman, don't you know I love you? Be relentlessly persistent. I'll do everything I need to do. Like an arrow straight and true, I'm pointed right at you. Never quit till you say you love me too. Well, there was moonlight and there was Merlot too. There were songs, gifts I gave to you, trying to win your heart. All to make you mine, all mine. There were candles, kisses beside the lake, notes and pictures. Oh, I'd do anything it takes, and when I hold you close, I know someday you'll be mine. I'll be relentlessly persistent. I'll do anything I need to do. Like an arrow to its mark, I'm aiming for your heart. Woman, don't you know I love you? Be relentlessly persistent. I'll do everything I need to do. Like an arrow straight and true, I'm pointed right at you. Never quit till you say you love me too. Never quit till you say you love me too. Never quit until you say you love me too. Oh, I'll never quit till you say you love me too.
Nice. So how would you wrap yourself as far as style?
Yeah, that's been a bane to try and figure that out, because everybody wants you when you advertise. Or who do you sound like?
I have to tell you that song back in the '70s, I think it was. There was a guy that I was listening to for a while. I think his name is Bobby Caldwell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
well,
jazz.
And to me, it's kind of like Bill Withers changes to. Yeah, jazz has been a part of it. I've been kind of telling people acoustic soul. Blue-eyed soul is the other term. So yeah, I've dabbled in jazz and all that other stuff. So it kind of finds its place in here.
Right.
So,
first song you wrote?
Oh, geez.
Actually, how about first song you wrote that you liked? that you really liked.
Probably this one I just performed. I've written others here and there, but not a lot. I didn't really. I did a lot of musical instrumental writing, and a lot of other things are co-writing. My ex and I used to do music together, and I usually did the music and she did the lyrics. But that was probably, and that was about 6 or 7 years ago, this song, that I think it was the first, other than doing arrangements of other songs,
So your musical education, what do you have in your portfolio?
Much of it is informal education. Taught myself at 12 years old from the old Mel Bay books, got some chords, and did a lot of going to coffee houses and sitting and playing with other people, older, more experienced players, and then going, whoa. What did you just do? What was that chord? What was that thing you did to connect? And unfortunately they were patient and nice people, and and then some good theory classes that I think are helpful. That's what helps a lot with moving up and down the neck.
I've always been a lousy student, so I just kind of wing it, and it becomes whatever it becomes. And now, have you always been from Torrington?
No, I'm not even in Connecticut, a Nutmegger. I'm originally from Northern Virginia, not too far outside of D.C., but I've been up here since the late 70s, so more of my life here than anywhere else.
So. And you're a teacher, yes?
I taught for a long time. I've been working now as a para. Work with kids with learning disabilities.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
And how many CDs do you have out right now?
Solo, I'm working on my 4th right now.
Okay.
Two just plain studio, 9 songs each, and then I did a live one, which was kind of nice to do. Because it captures a different energy in the music.
That's one of the things that drives me a little crazy about, because I'm working on number 2 studio album, is that I record the song in the studio and I go, I'm happy with that. And then I play it live and I go, that's the way I really wanted it to come out. I was hoping for.
I can usually get them to come out, so that they're good at least, and they're similar enough, that people feel it. But it's like, there was like the song I started with, Back Again. It came out nice, but to me, it just didn't have the energy of when I do it live. So I put it on the live one, just me and the guitar.
Right. It was interesting for me in my CD, This Old House, that I brought in musicians, and it was a band. It was a band album basically, but I don't have a band. So some people would say the album is great, but you and your guitar. That's what I know, and that's what I. So do you run into that in your?
I do a lot of times that people. I think when they hear me first via the recordings, they say they're good, but then they finally hear me live and they go, this is, there's an energy. There's an energy that they don't always get through the recordings.
And I think that for me as a performer, you gather some energy from your environment and your place and your people and so on. Obviously, the mood that you're in at that moment. So
absolutely.
I've had some great studio things where I was just in the right place and at the right time.
Yeah.
So I think as a musician, that's one thing that is important. Is you're in the right place, you're in the right mood, and go from there. So. You are working on a CD right now?
Yeah, this one's going to have, well, I started with 15 songs and pared it down to, I think, 11, 10 or 11. The only problem is it's taking so long to get it done that I'm still writing. And now I'm looking at, do I want to get rid of this song and put this one in? So I'd say I'm halfway through is probably, and I may even release it in stages.
Yeah.
Release 3 or 4 songs. Work on some more, release 3 or 4 more.
Right.
Still just call it one album.
Yeah. Now, do you have a title for it yet?
Right now it's called You Weren't There.
Okay. Now, where do you get most of your inspiration for songs?
Some of that, is it's shifting. I'm trying to write some songs that are kind of more outside of myself. Bulk of them are relationship oriented. I know you've written the love songs or the out of love songs or the not quite love songs, whatever they are. That I've written a lot of those, but I've also been working on. Writing a few others. I wrote one was based on a conversation I had with a homeless man on the streets of Torrington. And he actually really inspired me as a person because, I thought, here's this guy doing the handout thing and he wasn't looking for a handout. And when I was, I was almost entertained talking with him. And I reached in my pocket to pull out, I knew I had a $5 bill, and he did this, and he said, no. He said, and so that inspired me. I wrote a song about that. I wrote another one about 2 bears, a dragon, and a queen, inspired by constellations.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
And so.
I have, in my repertoire, I have probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 songs that are different. But I have a difficult time digging or going outside of my box that I'm. It's not really a comfort zone. It's just I don't write that. I if I'm inspired by something or a situation or whatever, I can write around it. So I've written. I have a song called "When We Get There," which was from 9/11.
Oh, okay.
When that happened, and someone it's actually mostly from people asking me if you could participate in a song.
Right.
So I wrote a song about abuse called "Maybe Today." So there are songs that I have, but I can't. I just can't seem to find myself outside of that where I sit most of the time. So. Yeah,
I had another one and sometimes this is a clever phrase or something will catch my mind. I wrote a song called Adam and Eve, and didn't know where it was going to go, but it ended up being about an abusive situation. Another one about a woman whose first name is Janice, her last name is Qua, her middle initial is A. Janice say quoi. And so, it's just, it's not really about anything. It's just trying to do something clever. And,
What would you like anybody in watching this to know about you, where to find you, what you're looking to do in your musical life?
Send me money. No. My website is rcfullerton.com. Which I at least keep the calendar and the links, all those things updated. It needs work. I've done it myself all along, and it's kind of reached the limits of what I can do.
I have one. I have that.
Yeah. And but like I said, the essence is there. I'm on Facebook. I think more recently, I think my performances are good. I think people like it, but I really want to be known as a songwriter. I would really love to sell a song, get it out there. And some of it's, it's not just because of residual income, because that's not that much anymore anyway. But I think some of it's we all seek validation. It's the okay,
One of my favorite things as far as a performer goes is taking an original song of mine, and as you know, you can look out in the audience, and if you can capture 10 people, that's great. But if you really capture one.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to make people cry, but when they, when you see somebody, develop that emotional reaction to something that you've written, it makes you feel like you can do another, and it does feel good. So.
Yeah, and that's what you want, an emotional connection. I've always kind of thought that the ultimate love song would be, you write a song about loving a woman, and say you mention a specific color of hair. But every woman in the world thinks it's about her, even if her hair's not that color. To me, that's that's the ultimate love song.
Yeah, Gypsy Princess that I have is the hair is black as midnight coal. Yeah. So I get that. Yeah. So, do you have a song that is most personal and meaningful to you?
A lot of them were based off of a relationship. Yeah. I'll do this one, but it'll take me a minute to get this, and so I'll talk while I'm doing it because it's not just a drop D; it's a whole D tuning. So
this is when you need the guitar tech
or second guitar. Yeah. So, but this is called "You Weren't There," and it would be the title cut of the next album. And it's not a happy song. So.
Love isn't always happy.
I drove out past 125 today. Some old memories took me out that way, and everything looked the same, but you weren't there. It all looked the same, but you weren't there. Oh, I play it out in my mind. Oh, and everything works out fine. I play it out in my mind. I play it out in my mind. And when I play it out in my mind, it works out fine. I went out to the place where we first met, walked over to the chairs where we both sat, and everything looked the same, but you weren't there. It all looked the same, but you weren't there. Oh, I play it out in my mind. Oh, and everything works out fine. I play it out in my mind. Yeah, I play it out in my mind. And when I play it out in my mind, it works out fine. Thought we had a storybook romance, like Bronte or Austen would write. Magic would happen when we dance, just like in some old black and white. But you weren't there. I said you weren't there. everything looked the same, but you weren't there. Yeah, it all looked the same, but you weren't there. Oh, I play it out in my mind. Oh, and everything works out fine. I play it out in my mind. Yeah, I play it out in my mind. When I play it out in my mind, it works out fine. I said it works out fine. Yeah, it works out fine.
Very nice. Very, very nice. And I say this all the time, one of the greatest gifts that I have received is to have friends like you that play guitar. So I'm watching you going, all right, what's he doing?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with this is like you have to learn your chords all over again.
Yeah.
The other great thing, once I get it, it's just like Richie Haven. That's a chord, you know.
Yep. Yeah, Richie Havens, I used to watch him go, boy, he's only using one finger. What's up with that?
Yeah, he wrapped his thumb around it.
Yeah.
Well, and that was with the 12 string too. So yeah.
But no, I mean, I haven't been real. I've been playing music for a long time, but it's really only been about 10 years since I really started to really play. But you know, meeting people like you over the time and watching everything that you do and other people that, you know, so you glom a little bit and you just, you know, for me it's kind of pushed myself to try to get better than just be what I was, you know.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like I said, you know, that's what I did when I was a teen. I started playing, I think it was 12 when I started. And as soon as I could, getting out playing where there were other people, watching, you know, trying to figure it out and then asking when I could. Yeah, and so, it's like there's, even in my mind, I've got to be constantly looking to improve, working on something new, you know. And
well, unfortunately, we are running out of porch time. So what I'm going to say is thank you very much for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
And we're going to play something out, and that'll be the play out for the show.
Okay. I'll do the Two Bears, a Dragon, and a Queen since it's in this tuning.
All right. Robert C. Fullerton, people.
Two bears, a dragon, and a queen. Somewhere out in space. Really was such a wonder seeing such creatures in one place. To split the bears, the dragon tried. They circled him instead. Smaller one chased the tail and cried. The larger one charged his head.